Hi, I'm Dr. Sanket Dharashukar and today we will discuss about different excipients used in cosmetics. Excipients are the raw material other than drug added in formulation in order to improve the physiochemical properties of formulations such as color, odor, viscosity, flexibility and brittleness of film, hardness, melting point, spreadability, chemical stability, foaming power, etc. So in order to improve the color and odor, coloring agent and flavoring agents are added. In order to adjust the viscosity, oils and waxes are added. Flexibility and brittleness of the film can be adjusted with the help of humectant. Hardness of the formulation can be adjusted with the help of oils and waxes. Melting point can also be adjusted with the help of oils and waxes. Even spreadability can be adjusted with the help of oils and waxes. Chemical stability can be improved by using the UV absorbers and preservative as well as antimicrobial agent. And foaming power can be adjusted with the help of foam boosters such as surfactant. There are various ideal properties of excipients. They should be compatible with the formulation, so they should not react with each other. This is the most important property. They should be non-reactive to the container. That means they should not cause corrosion of the container, leaching out of the container. They should be colorless and odorless. Except for the colors and flavors used in cosmetic, other ingredients should be colorless and odorless. They should be non-toxic, non-irritant and non-allergic. They should remain stable to the heat. Because heat is involved in the formulation of most of the cosmetics, that's why ingredients used should be stable to the heat. They should be effective in low concentration. Like the preservatives, antimicrobial agents and other ingredients used in cosmetics should be effective in low concentration. They should be cheap and easily available. These are few of the ideal properties of the cosmetics ingredient. Water is most frequently used cosmetic raw material. The water from tap source is very widely used and it consists of the two types of impurities. First, the dissolved impurities like minerals and dirt, and another impurities like microbial impurities like yeast, fungi, bacteria and viruses. So the water from tap source is required to be purified. There are two methods of purification then. First, to remove the dissolved impurities, second to remove the microbial impurities. To remove the dissolved impurities, the methods like ion exchange system, distillation and reverse osmosis is used. These three methods are very widely known to us and that's why we will not discuss about them here. Next, to remove the microbiological impurities, various sterilization techniques like chemical treatment, heat treatment, ultraviolet radiation and filtration is used. In chemical treatment, the water can be treated with the different chemicals like formaldehyde and ethanol to kill the microbes, but then those chemicals may contaminate the water and that's why chemical treatment is not widely used for the purification, microbiological purification of water. Heat treatment is very widely used in the purification of water. There are two types of heating methods, dry heat and wet heat. Wet heat sterilization is nothing but the autoclaving technique where you have to heat the water at 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes at 15 lbs pressure, and dry heat sterilization is heating the water at 100 degrees Celsius for 2 hours in oven. Ultraviolet radiations can be used for the killing of microbes. Apart from that, filtration is also good technique where you have to use the filter of 0.22 micron in size to remove the bacteria, viruses and fungi. Next important raw materials are oil, fats and waxes. As we already discussed, oil are used for cream, lotion, brilliantine, lipstick, as a solvent, as liquid phase, as emollient, viscosity adjusting agent, etc. So oil can be used as a solvent, as an oil phase of the emulsion, that means cream, as an emollient in the formulation, as a viscosity, hardness and melting point adjusting agent. Thus, there are various uses of cosmetics in cream, lotion, brilliantines and lipstick. There are two types of oil which are used. First one is vegetable oil. Examples are almond oil, arachis oil, castor oil, olive oil, coconut oil, etc. They are generally not colorless. They are not odorless. They are prone to degradation by oxidation and microbial growth. These are a few of the limitations of vegetable oil, and that's why mineral oil or paraffin oil are very widely used in cosmetics. There are two types of mineral oil. First one is light liquid paraffin and second one is heavy liquid paraffin. Light liquid paraffin, as the name suggests, it is light in nature, its molecular weight is less and viscosity is also less. They are colorless, odorless and not prone to degradation by oxidation and microbial growth. So these are a few of the advantages over vegetable oil. Heavy liquid paraffin is heavy in nature, that means its molecular weight is higher, its viscosity is high, it is also colorless, odorless and not prone to degradation by oxidation and microbial growth. So its properties are same as that of light liquid paraffin except for its molecular weight. Next are fats. Fats are also used in cream, lotion, brilliantine, lipstick for the same reason as that of oil, like they are used as oil phase in creams or emulsions, they are used as emollient, they are used as sometimes as emulsifying agent, like lanolin is used as emulsifying agent, viscosity adjusting agent, hardness adjusting agent, melting point adjusting agent, they are used as. So there are various uses of fats, and uses of fats and oils are nearly same. They are again classified as follows, like fatty acids, the example given is of stearic acid, also oleic acid and linolenic acid. Next, fatty alcohols, very widely used example is stearyl alcohol, cetyl alcohol. Fatty acid esters like butyl stearate, isopropyl stearate are the widely used examples. Lanolin and its derivative. So lanolin is having same structure as that of lipid present in our skin, so lanolin and its derivatives are very widely used. Next, paraffin, it's a mixture of hydrocarbon obtained from petroleum. Yellow soft paraffin, white soft paraffin and hard paraffin are the examples. Lecithin and phospholipid. So different lecithins or phospholipids are used, like phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylserine. Next are the waxes. So first we should know the difference between oil, fats and waxes. Oils are esters of saturated fatty acids with glycerol. Glycerol is trihydric alcohol, and that's why oils are triglycerides. That means they are esters of unsaturated fatty acid with glycerol. Here the unsaturated fatty acid is used and it forms ester with glycerol, trihydric alcohol. Next, fats. Fats are esters of saturated fatty acid with glycerol. Thus these are also triglyceride, but they are of saturated fatty acids, and oils are of unsaturated fatty acid. And waxes are esters of saturated fatty acid but with monohydric alcohol, not with trihydric alcohol. So they are not triglycerides. So waxes are esters of saturated fatty acids with monohydric alcohol. Waxes are again used for the similar reason in cosmetics. They are used in different creams, lotion, brilliantine, lipstick for the same reason, like oil phase, as an emollient, viscosity adjusting agent, hardness adjusting agent and melting point adjusting agent. Examples are beeswax, spermaceti, paraffin wax and carnauba wax. So after fats, oils and waxes, we will go through preservatives. Now, cosmetic requires preservation from microbes, they require preservation from oxidation, and they also require preservation from the UV rays, and that's why there are three kinds of preservative used in cosmetic. First one is antimicrobial agent, second one is antioxidant, and last one is ultraviolet absorbers. So first we will go through antimicrobial agent. Many chemical compounds exhibit antimicrobial property. So the list of chemical is given in this table. There are various fats, oils and waxes used in cosmetics, and that's why it is needed to preserve them from microbes, and so antimicrobial agents are very widely used. First in this category is organic acid. So different organic acids like benzoic acid, then salicylic acid, propionic acid are used as antimicrobial preservative. Even formic acid, dihydroacetic acid is used. Then there are various alcohols like ethyl alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, ethyl phenyl alcohol, chlorbutanol. These are very widely used alcohols as antimicrobial preservative. In aldehyde, we are aware that formaldehyde and cinnamic aldehyde are used. Next category of antimicrobial agent is phenolic compound. So here cresol, paracresol, paraphenylphenol, phenol, bisphenol are the examples. Next, esters. Here methyl parahydroxybenzoate and propyl parahydroxybenzoate are very widely used. Methyl parahydroxybenzoate is also called as methyl parabene. It is water soluble, hence added in the water phase of an emulsion, whereas propyl parahydroxybenzoate, which is also called as propyl parabene, is oil soluble and hence added in oil phase of an emulsion or cream. Next are mercurial compound like thiomerosol, nitromerosol, phenyl mercuric salts, and the last category of antimicrobial agent is surface active agents. So benzalkonium chloride, benzthonium chloride, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, cetyl pyridinium chloride are the examples. These are all the quaternary ammonium compounds and they all have good antimicrobial properties as well. So BTC, BKC are the examples of surface active agent which are good antimicrobial agents also. So 4 examples that you should remember are methyl parabene, propyl parabene, BTC and BKC. Now we will go through antioxidants. Cosmetic consists of different ingredients such as fats, oils and waxes which are prone to get degraded by oxidation, and that's why antioxidants are needed to be added in cosmetic formulation. The term rancid is used when fats or oil contain sufficient amount of oxidation product which can be detected by some organoleptic tests such as smell, touch, etc. Number of chemicals are used as antioxidants. First in this category is phenolic type. Example can be given of butylated hydroxyanisole, butylated hydroxytoluene, BHA and BHT. Gallic acid, methyl gallate, ethyl gallate, propyl gallate, methyl parabene, propyl parabene are also phenolic type of antioxidants. Next is quinine type. Tocopherol and hydroxychromins are the examples. Tocopherol is natural antioxidant. Next category is amine type. Ethanolamine, lecithin and purines are the examples. Next type of antioxidants are organic acid, alcohols and esters. So ascorbic acid, isoascorbic acid, citric acid, malonic acid, oxalic acid, propionic acid, malic acid, tartaric acid, sorbitol are the examples. Last in this category is organic acids and their salts. So phosphorus acid, sodium sulfite and sodium metabisulfites are the examples. Sodium metabisulfite and sodium bisulfite are also widely used antioxidants. So 4 antioxidants you should remember. First one is butylated hydroxyanisole. Second one is butylated hydroxytoluene. Next to that is sodium sulfite. Last one is sodium metabisulfite. So BHA, BHT, sodium sulfite and sodium metabisulfite are very widely used antioxidants. Next, we will go through UV absorbers. Some products are vulnerable to visible or UV light. They get degraded in the presence of visible or UV light. Such a degradation is called as photo deterioration or photo degradation. It is usually manifested by fading of the color or development of other color, off color. This type of degradation can be avoided by packing the formulation in ambered color container. But cosmetic products are never packed in ambered color container, opaque container. And that's why UV absorbers are needed to be added in the formulation of cosmetic, whereas UV absorbers are never added in pharmaceutical product because they can be packed in ambered color container. Most widely used UV absorber is uric acid. It is used in the concentration of 0.02 to 0.5%. Photodegradation is a chain reaction which is catalyzed by metal ions, and that's why sometimes disodium EDTA is also added in the formulation as the ion chelator. So UV absorber is uric acid in the concentration of 0.02 to 0.5% it is used, and to assist it disodium EDTA is also added. Thank you. Remaining excipients added in cosmetics we will see in the next video.